I hate malls. Welcome to Grumble Goat. My name is Matt Labodka, and this is a show about all the small things that drive me insane. Let's grumble. And I'm not talking about the medieval ball on a stick. I'm talking about the Great American Mall. These giant fractoidal buildings, these cathedrals to worship at the altar of consumerism, these enormous palaces full of teenagers working minimum wage jobs just to sell us the dumbest knickknacks and the cheapest, sweetest foodstuffs and all the flash fashion we can purchase. These places have no grocery stores. These places have no general stores. This isn't where the Home Depot is. These are just a giant conglomerate full of fast food places and knockoff gifts. Who wants to shop? If that was one store, I wouldn't want to shop at that store at all. But it's a bunch of different stores. These huge monoliths from the sky look like some sort of cancerous growth. They're not beautiful buildings, and they're surrounded by this giant moat of asphalt that's just a sea of cars. Just north of where I grew up, we had a mall, and my uncle used to tell me that whole land used to be a forest. But he said it as if the forest was a waste of space. Think of all the land we devote to these malls, and these could have been forests. These could have been parks. The word mall used to mean park. You know, at a college campus, we refer to the big lawn as the mall, right? That's what the word used to mean. All of these places used to be woodland or parks, and now they're just these disgusting giant open buildings where the skeleton is visible, like you can see the piping because it's just cheap plyboard held up loosely by these girders, just like these shops and the fabrics that they sell inside. Who shops at malls? I know some people, the only exercise they get is hiking through the mall and then top it off with a trip to the food court, which is just a bunch of fast food restaurants. Like, it's the same thing as driving through an Arby's drive-thru, but you're walking up and all of a sudden it's extravagant because there's 3 of them next to each other. It's like people see it as some sort of family activity to like wander around the mall. But guess what? You could wander around outdoors. Your tax dollars pay for parks. Go to the park. Actually walk around and have a lovely time. Breathe some fresh air and not just churro dust. God, even looking at a mall makes me want to grab a medieval mall and just maul somebody. Why are you going to the mall? God, I hate that we've turned what could have been parks into malls, and that's the grumble.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
What?
Grumble, 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 grumble. What's got your goat?
For the latter half of the show, we'll bring in my better half, Veronique, for an unpretentious look and a segment we call
What's got your goat? I think I have to go to the dentist.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I haven't had a teeth cleaning in quite some time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't do that yourself, huh?
No, I do that myself. I've been flossing on a regular basis.
Oh, that's great.
Every time I went to bed, even when I get home very late, I go into the bathroom, I wash my makeup off, which I usually never do.
And you're new to the world of hygiene.
If you're asking if I've taken a shower today, the answer is no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, same boat. No, I've been thinking about calling a dentist my own self.
Yeah.
I'm still missing a tooth.
That's right. You need to go back to the dentist.
Yeah, I gotta go see him to get my tooth.
Ooh, definitely.
Before it becomes a problem.
Yeah, you don't want to lose any more teeth.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
You don't think about that, do you?
You know, one time I went to the dentist and he said, "How do your teeth feel?" And I said, "They feel like they're screaming." And he was like, "You have screaming teeth." And I said, "Yeah, I do." But it sounded more like, "Yeah, I do."
Yeah. Speaking of biannual visits to places.
Okay.
What are the places you go visit?
I visit restaurants.
Oh, restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever go to the Cheesecake Factory?
Oh, I've been to the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Only once, though.
Only one?
Yes, I know, believe it or not.
But that's like an American tradition, is going to that Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, I guess so. I've just never really been interested in that American tradition.
Speaking of American traditions and Cheesecake Factory, do you know how to find a Cheesecake Factory?
Google.
Yeah, as with anything. But like, if you didn't have Google and you were driving down the freeway, what would be a sure way to find a Cheesecake Factory?
The mall.
Oh, they're at malls, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're generally at malls.
Cheesecake, I have never seen a Cheesecake Factory just on its own.
You know what? You're absolutely correct, because even the one in Queens, the one that I went to, is right next to the Queens Mall.
It's right. It's all part of the same conglomerate.
They say, "Oh, who's going to just walk around the mall for exercise?" That's where we need to have a Cheesecake Factory.
That's right. Because people that go to the Cheesecake Factory, the first thing on their mind is like, "Oh, wait, do I have a way to exercise after I eat?"
Right.
That's the first thought
Or
they have.
before.
Like, I need to burn some calories to make room for some cheesecake.
Yes.
What better way to do that
Then go to the mall.
than go to the mall?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's my favorite place to exercise.
Oh my gosh. This is about the mall. I loved going to the mall when I was a kid.
Oh, you loved the mall?
Yeah.
What did you love about the mall?
All the stores.
Oh, okay.
I loved the Disney store specifically.
Oh, right, the Disney store.
Mhm.
Action figures.
Or animals. They have stuffed animals. I used to go and mainly look at the stuffed animals.
Well, I went in to look at the action figures.
Aha.
Yeah. Because, man, did I need that ninja action Aladdin.
I used to love walking in and imagining all the things that my parents were not going to buy me.
Yeah, when you're a kid being in a store, that's what it is. It's like you think about what it would be like, what it must be like to own these things.
Yes, and the little like princess dresses. Yeah, that was never going to happen.
You're like,
in my
someday I'm
house.
going to grow up and I'm going to have my own money and I'm going to buy all the action figures.
Yes, and we have a lot of stuffed animals in this house.
And action figures.
And action
Yeah.
figures. See what happens, parents?
Right. Yeah, just buy us the action figures when we're young.
Do it when we're kids.
Because then later we can own things like Rolodexes and wristwatches, and we don't have to spend all our money on toys anymore.
I'm never going to grow up.
One day I'd like to have a laundry basket, but I spend all my money on Dragon Ball Z action figures. So tell me about the mall. What do you find in the mall?
You find all sorts of things in the mall.
Do you find all sorts of things, or do you kind of just find the same three things over and over again?
No.
You got the cheesy scented candle shop. You got 18 clothing stores.
Yes, there's a Bed Bath & Beyond usually.
Mhm.
So when I was a kid, my dad worked at the mall. So I spent some time at the mall. My dad worked at the Franklin Mint for a while, and that was a really fun store.
Franklin Mint.
Yes.
Is that where they print money?
No, it's where they have like limited edition items that they create.
Wait, they create their own
Yes.
limited edition items?
I'm assuming the Franklin Mint created limited edition things that were at the Franklin Mint.
So everything the Franklin Mint sold was limited. They were making things literally one at a time so they could call them one of a kind.
No, they just had limited versions of everything to make people want to buy them.
What kinds of things? Thing is a broad category.
So they had dolls. So they had the Gibson girls. They had plates. There's wolf sculptures. There was all sorts of like really beautiful, delicate art, if you will.
I'm having trouble picturing what kind of store this is.
It's a store where you're not allowed to touch things.
Okay, well that's what your dad said, sure.
So I would run around and I would go to all the random stores in the mall.
What did he do for Franklin Mint?
He just was a salesperson.
Oh, so his job was to touch things.
Yes. He touched the items.
Yeah.
I got one of the dolls that I got was an Irish girl. And for
How much did he charge you for that one?
well, that's the thing. It was a present. But I noticed like a year or two later that the finger was missing.
Oh.
Yeah. So what I realized as I grew up was, oh, my dad got this for free.
You know what happened?
No.
Do you think he like, oops, I dropped it. Oh, look, it's broken, and then brought it home? Like, do you think he would do that? Break things and then tell his boss, oh yeah, it's broken. It's just like that. But well, I'll get rid of it. Don't worry about it.
Well, he got me a Gibson girl as well, and I was looking to make sure that she had all of her fingers, and she did.
Gibson girl. Now this is like a 1950s girl with a martini glass in her hand.
No.
Picturing like a Gibson, you know, a couple cocktail onions.
No. That's so gross, by the way.
But I mean, no. So the mall is made up of mainly three stores that are just a repeat of each other. There's the clothing store,
Right.
and there's the eclectic gift store that you were just talking
Yeah.
about. And then there's also just fast food.
Isn't that funny when people would perform at the mall?
What do you mean?
Well, people would go to the mall and perform.
Who is performing at the mall?
Like Britney Spears performed at the mall when she was a kid.
Britney Spears performed at a mall?
Yes, when
Like
she
at a
was...
karaoke?
No,
arcade or something?
like they would have like events where they would have these celebrities like
Oh God, it just makes me vomit a little bit inside. The
yeah.
idea of this corporate interest synergy. But when you said perform, the first thing that I thought of was the Santa Claus. Because every shopping mall has to have a Santa Claus.
Yeah, when the time comes.
Right, at the appropriate time.
I mean, they don't have random
There's not like
Santa
a March
Clauses.
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you get the budget June Santa Claus. You
Right.
get your pictures early.
Could
They have
you
them-
imagine?
Yeah, what about all the tourists that come to America? They don't get to experience the mall Santa.
They don't, but they love shopping.
Yeah, but they don't go to the malls, do they? They go to like the store. They go to Fifth Avenue.
Right, yeah.
New
Well,
York. They go to the actual epicenter of,
Yes.
of fashion.
Yes, no, they're not going to go to Queens to go to the mall.
Right.
Right.
They're
they're
not-
going to Fifth
They're not
Avenue
taking the bus over to Jersey to go to the outlet mall here.
because the map at the mall is very hard to read. Have you ever
Do you
tried?
think they do that on purpose?
I think so. Have you ever tried to read the map at the mall?
Of course I've tried to read the map of the mall. I got to find the exit somehow.
Have you ever experienced going into a mall where they have the same store in the mall but on different floors?
You mean like there's a Gadzooks on the first floor in the West Wing?
Yes.
And there's a Gadzooks on the third floor behind the food court.
Yes. So when you're looking at the map, you're like, I'm next to the Gadzooks. Am I on the second floor or am I on the third floor?
Well, they should have a sticker that says you are here.
Well, it doesn't matter. If you don't know where you are here doesn't make any difference. You're like, yes, I know that. I'm here, but where is there? I went to the liquor store today just to pick up a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
And I go in
The one near the Bass Pro Shop or the one behind the movie theater?
next to the Sea-Town. So I went to the supermarket before I went to the liquor store. So I had all these bags and he gives me a little, card to like check my bags. And he said, "Oh, you eat healthy."
Oh, nice. That breaks a line. That like violates a line.
I said, "Well, you only have one body." And so then I start picking out the wine that I want. He keeps talking to me about yeah, we do only have one body. We
This
do.
guy had a revelation there. Like you were the first person that explained to him that you have one body.
Then we end up talking about in Spain and in Italy, they have siestas where, they take care of themselves because they don't allow all this garbage in our food or, all this.
I think a siesta is just a nap. I don't think
It is,
a
but
protest against garbage in our food.
But my point is that they allow you to rest during the day.
Mental health is more
Mental
important
health
over there.
But also my point was they don't have garbage food over there.
Do they have malls over there?
I don't think they have that very many malls.
Can a mall survive without garbage food? Because that's sort of the glue that holds the thing together, isn't it?
Yeah, the mall.
The mall.
What's your favorite experience in the mall?
My favorite experience.
Yes.
I mean, normally a mall is going to have a cinema, and so
There is usually a cinema at the mall.
yeah,
Yes.
I've seen a lot of movies at the mall, and
Yes.
so those are some of my favorite experiences. I could tell you, I saw Independence Day on its opening day.
Oh my
And we were late to buy tickets. And they were the last tickets. And so, of course, the last seats
In the
down front.
That's fascinating. Remember when movies would sell out? I remember having to see Babe that way. Babe the Little Pig.
Babe the Pig.
Yes.
You saw Babe all like that.
All
was
the
a
way in
sold
front.
out film.
That was a sold.
Like, there's no seats left. We'll take anything you got. Standing room only, obstructed view. I'll take anything you got. That was a hot ticket getting a seat
Yeah,
to Babe.
see Babe. But yeah, we were all the way in the corner, giant screen. But we don't play any games in the mall.
You've never played a game in a mall?
No, because I was by myself at the mall.
Malls even have arcades in them. You can play video games.
I didn't have any money to go to the arcade.
Your dad didn't have a quarter to spare?
No, you would just go walk around. My imagination was my game because I wanted to know.
But you did get that fancy one-of-a-kind plate set.
Right. Eventually, yeah, I did get a lot of things from the
A lot of plates
equipment.
and a porcelain doll missing a finger
That's
or two.
right.
Yeah, they call it the 4-finger discount. What are people going to the mall for?
Entertainment.
Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? That's how they spend their day? That's their entertainment?
Some people absolutely.
Like some people like to hike through the woods and these people like to hike through commerce?
Yes, because maybe there aren't any hiking trails where they live.
Or are they just not looking? There's a river or a set of train tracks you can walk along.
I mean, you shouldn't walk next to train tracks. That's very
Are
dangerous.
you kidding? Have you never seen Stand By Me?
I have, and I was terrified the entire time that those little boys were going to get hit by a train.
Train tracks go places that roads and sidewalks don't go.
No, that's very true. I have a very distinct memory of my Uncle Terry was going to show me.
A dead body?
No! He was going to show me how to flatten a penny.
That's dangerous.
Yes, I know.
Because, if it's sitting just wrong, that's a bullet.
Oh, yeah. How about that? Now, it's interesting because I feel like there are certain towns that have outdoor malls.
Sure. Yeah. We
Right?
had an outdoor mall.
How do you feel about outdoor malls?
The exact same way I feel about indoor malls.
When we went to Savannah, Georgia that one time, I was like, this is a mall. This is an outdoor mall.
That was an outdoor mall.
Yeah. And it was so strange, but they had really nice little rocking chairs that you could sit in. I thought that was very fun.
Sure. You mentioned going to the mall for entertainment. Woo, you could while the minutes away on those rocking chairs outdoors.
Now, how do you feel about these giant malls like the Mall of America?
What you're describing to me, you're asking me to pick between Dante's 7 layers of heck.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, how do you feel about a worse purgatory?
Right. Well, now
I feel an appropriate level worse about that.
Well, I just feel like you're still going to get the lights. What are they called? The hallucinogen lights, the halogen lights. But that's the thing. I mean, I like shopping, but now that I'm older and I have other things to do, the mall is an inconvenience because I can't find my way anywhere. So that's really my problem with the mall is that I can't find.
There was a time in your life when like being lost was your lifestyle.
Yes, because I didn't have anywhere to go. Like I was there for 4 hours waiting for my dad to finish
You were
work.
lost in life. And so being lost was your comfort zone.
Wow. Yes, we had a therapy session.
Veronique, it's like the guy at the liquor store says, you only have one life.
No, that's what I said. Exactly. You only have one life, so why spend it at the mall?
This has been an episode of Grumble Goat.
Thanks for listening.
I'm Matt Labatka.
I'm Veronique Hurley. Please subscribe.
I hate when people say please subscribe.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. If you don't know where you are here doesn't make any difference.